true fictions. Scientific models and religious stories are both true and untrue. In the modern world, we are used to separating things neatly into fact and fiction. But the reality is more nuanced. It's more like a gradient. At one end are pure facts, like I brushed my teeth this morning. But these are usually trivial, do not generalize, and are mostly useless. At the other end are pure fictions, like pigs flying, which are also trivial and useless. The really interesting area is in the middle. And this is where both science and religion thrive. As you get closer to the middle, you have more and more facts compressed into a bigger and bigger fiction, a more and more abstract and powerful fiction. Both science and religion rely in a fundamental way on these massively useful fictions which are part of the logos or close to it, and which are at the same time metaphorical and the most fundamentally and deeply true things we know. This diagram is abstracted and idealized. A real cannonball does not move in a perfect parabola. So in the strict technical sense, it's pure fiction. But it is useful for making predictions to think about it that way. Another example is quantum mechanics. The state vector is the source of truth for the state of the system. It's the most real and true thing in physics. But does it really exist? Physicists get very frustrated when I ask this question because a state vector is a mathematical construct, so the question itself is kind of meaningless. Religious people get equally frustrated when people ask whether Adam really existed or where the Garden of Eden was. Physics makes models to help us predict stuff. If the predictions turn out to be true, we say the models are true. So just don't think in terms of real or not. Think in terms of useful or not. Useful is real. If the metaphor or symbolism is useful for making predictions about people's lives or for making predictions in science, then the metaphor is as real and true as anything can ever get. So the question now becomes, where do these stories or models come from? How are they created? Does someone just sit down and thinks really hard and just writes them? No. Accumulation by tradition.